Hey there everybody, welcome back to the Getting Dirty Off-Road channel. Today we're messing around with this blue and silver truck a little bit. My son wants me to get everything connected to the engine. You know I'm probably not going to do that. One thing for sure at the moment, for some reason I took the front drive line out of it. I really don't even know why. So I'm going to go ahead and get that put back in. It is somewhere in the back of this. Yeah, maybe in about 3 days we'll get it put back in. Stay with us. We're gonna mess around with this guy. Okay, we found the drive line, so I'm gonna get it put back in here. Right up here, it goes on the front end, and then right back here, it goes on the transfer case. So we'll smack this sucker in there and think about something else to do. Now, of course, I'm laying outside in the dirt again. Shop's full. Kids' trucks in there. It's down to bare metal, so I'll lay in the dirt. Okay, so I got them all started in there. I'll just ease around them, suck it up. Okay, looks like my flanges came together good, so now it's gonna be good and tight. Okay, so we've got the transfer case side done. Now we'll put it on the front differential. Alrighty. It's not going to go on the front differential because it's not the right drive line. So I knew I had two in there. This one must be out of the truck that had the manual transmission. This one's got the automatic, so it needs a longer drive shaft in the front. Yep, figures. So we found the right drive line. Got it up in here. Just tighten up these straps on the front end and then it's back. For whatever reason I had it out, I still don't know. As always, good and tight. Now, you guys already heard me say this, but I'm going to say it until you believe me. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to do it anyway. So let's go take a look at something else. We're up here on the top now, looking at the power steering pump. It's there. I even have a belt on it. We've even got some fluid in it. Sheesh, we're practically ready to start now. So all of our power steering systems connected. That's finished. I guess I shouldn't worry about that. So now the wheels and tires. Still got about a half a mess in there. Anyways, wheels and tires. We won't talk about the quality, but they're there. So, let's figure out what else to look at. So now we'll have a look at the wiring here. Looks like most of it's there. Oop. Got a temperature wire right here. So that's in. Got an oil pressure wire down here, living in a spider's nest. Turn it around the right way. That one's on. I have to do something to tie that back so I don't melt it. Alternator wires, coil wires, distributor wires, throttle body wires, air compressor, air conditioning wires, another temp wire. Yeah, they're wires. Anyways, looks like all the wires are hooked up. Got a starter down there, it's actually hooked up. Ground cable's hooked up. Might need that later. So, all of the wiring is hooked up now. So now that the wiring's hooked up, we've got kind of a hole over there. Got a hose just laying right there. Got the dragon breath there. Looks like it's complete. Missing the fire maker over there. And so I guess we're ready to go get a battery. So I'll head to town, find me a new battery to look at. Probably have to pawn one of the kids, but I'm going to get a battery. Hey there. Welcome back to day 2 messing around with the blue and silver truck. My daughter thinks I should paint it. I'm pretty sure that we're quite a ways off from doing that. So what I am gonna do is mess around with the cooling system here. So I will go in the shop and grab a radiator to stuff in here. Now this radiator came out of the 4-door, the blue 4-door that I have. It's got a small little split over here in the tank, so it seeps a little antifreeze out of it, which is why the one in this truck is missing. This one had a brand new radiator in it, and somehow it walked its way over to the other truck. So we're just doing this to see if it'll start up or not. So I'll just stick this one in here. It can leak a little bit, that'll be fine. Alright, found the mounts for the top of this. I've got it sitting in the rubber portion of its mount on the bottom. So right here is where it's supposed to be. Those are on. Put this bottom hose on. So now I've got the bottom hose on the radiator. It's already on the water pump. So now we're going to come up to this spot here, which is the heater hose return line. Slip that on. So this is a spring type clamp. It's just bare channel locks to squeeze it, open it up. And then let it go, make sure it's on the spout. Good to go. Next one up is our coolant overflow line, which goes up to the bottle there. So slip that on. Then it just has a plastic clip that crimps together. And that's done. So now I'll put this top hose on. And then clamp it down. That clamp's no good, so I'll go find another. Jeez. Alrighty, shiny brand new clamp. Sure, it won't take me very long to mess that up. Okay, so now got a radiator in there, got all the coolant system reconnected everywhere. Looks like all of our hoses here under the hood are connected as they should be. So now I'll find something else to look at, but you know, I wouldn't worry so much about starting it without the radiator, but it has a transmission cooler and an oil cooler in the radiator cores. So I didn't feel like turning it over and just blowing oil everywhere. Okay, right now we're gonna do the throttle body mounting bolts torque check. See if I got those tight. Yeah. So it looks like that's mounted. The throttle linkage stuff here, got a clip on, cruise controls clipped on. Looks good. Let's see what else we can figure out. So we're checking the drive belt here. This is a single belt system, serpentine. It's on there. Even if it's bad, it'll do. So it's there. Now we're gonna put some plug wires on it. So I've got some junk just laying in the back. They have both ends on them, so for now we're plugging them in. So I don't have anywhere to hook this end at the moment. We'll just throw them up there. Hopes and prayers. Still need this hanging around, but it's in the way. Okay. Wires on the plugs, we'll just leave them scattered. Maybe they'll figure themselves out. See what we do next. Found this cap and rotor laying around in the back of the truck. Definitely do with something better, but it'll shoot a spark. So we'll get that put on. Right back here on the distributor. Okay, so now we're going to hook up all these plug wires. As you can see, nothing was hooked up, so did a little checking, and the number 1 post is right here, the first one after the screw that holds the cap on. So that's where the firing order starts. So that's the number 1 spark plug, first one in order. Then we're going to do number 8. So that's number 8. Then we're going to bring number 4 up. So there's number 4. Then we're going to bring up number 3. So there's number 3. Then we're gonna add number 6. There's number 6. Now we're gonna do number 5. So that's number 5. Then we're gonna do number 7. So there's number 7. And the last one's gonna be number 2. And then we'll hook up the coil wire here. I only need one coil wire, so we'll get rid of that one. And there's the coil wire. So now the flamethrower is connected and attached where it needs to be. So, sure like to try to fire this thing over, but I've been lazy. Transmission lines and the oil cooler lines are still not attached. Let's see what else we can figure out. Okay, so now we're going to put on the air filter housing. Ouch. And breather tube from the valve cover back up into the air cleaner housing. It's kind of cheesy. Maybe one of these days I'll make it better. For now, that's done. Okay, now I'm gonna hook up the battery cables. Need to clean it just a little bit. I should have just got my grinder. That'll do. Now you gotta be easy with the good and tight on these, or you'll pull out the threads. Darn it. Okay. Still can't start it, but the battery's in. Okay. So now I'm gonna put these oil cooler lines into their core on the radiator. That's pretty much gonna be the stop of me today. Could easily give it a crank, but I'm just not interested. Been dealing with this crap all day long, so put these 2 lines on and I'm going in the house. That's it. Hey y'all, welcome to day 3 messing around with blue and silver. Somewhere under there. Today my wife wants to make it run, so I'm gonna see about doing that. Need to hook up the tranny fluid cooler lines, and then I'm gonna give her a crank. Okay, got those lines hooked up. Gonna hit the starter. Hopefully it rolls. Well, that didn't work. So I guess I'm gonna pray on it. Well, that was a fail. Engine's stuck. I was a little worried about that. When I was putting the torque converter bolts in it, it kept hanging up. It's kind of a funny little dinger in the oil pan. Maybe it's just hung up against that, but my breaker bar says it ain't gonna happen today. So we tried to not tap it and fully smash it, but it smashed us right back. So I'm gonna just move on. I'd like to throw a lift kit on that sucker, but it wasn't in the budget before. Now it's really not. I do have another engine in the shop that did run when we pulled it out. We did that ourselves, so maybe I'll swap over to it. I don't know. The one thing I do know right now is I'm over it going back in the house. So, thanks for watching us. I know this one was probably fairly stupid, but that's how my mind works. That's what I was doing for a few days. So, thanks for watching me. Hit the like, subscribe, leave me a comment. I'll catch you in the next one.